This is one of CrossFit's biggest, dirtiest secrets that nobody talks about. And I feel like it's almost a bit of a taboo subject. But what's really interesting is it comes up a lot where people are allowed to be anonymous. I've got some personal stories on this as well, which I'll share later on, but it's time to spill the tea. It's not tea actually, it's ice water. So there's a couple of Reddit threads asking for like CrossFit drama, but not like the wider news drama, like box level drama and like dirty secrets. And this is where I love digging on Reddit, and I basically started to find all of this stuff. It seems to be that about 90% of the comments are about this. This one simply says, CrossFit gyms are a cesspool of adultery. And that particular comment has 287 upvotes. Now, before we get into this, I'd like to put out a little bit of a disclaimer. This is not something I experience in the current setting that I'm in. The gym that I go to currently, there is none of this going on as far as I'm aware. It's certainly not a culture that I am surrounded by nowadays, but I definitely have been in the past. And while this is definitely some gyms, it's definitely not all gyms. And from my experience, it seems to be led by like the culture. You see a lot of these examples relating to like the coaches in charge, or kind of the culture that's encouraged by the coaches or the gym owners. Now, CrossFit is a cesspool of adultery. I almost said hotbed, but that was too on the nose. And then the comment below it tells a little bit of a story. My dad owned a CrossFit box for several years and I worked there. We had one coach who was a coach at our box but never worked there. He also brought his wife along, even though she hated it. Turns out he was working at another box where he would actually train, and his mistress was working out of there too. He would come to our box and train his wife, and then go to the other box and train his mistress. We all thought he was such a good guy. Then another woman, whom her husband were also both members at our box, pulled my dad aside and asked him if he wanted to have a secret affair. Can't believe these people. And the one below has put, I feel like at least a third of my CrossFit gym is hooking up with each other. The CrossFit community where I am is quite close-knit, and I've definitely seen my fair share of like divorces and then people ending up with other people within the same gym. You can't really know whether somebody cheated on someone else, but you do hear rumours. And from my experience and a lot of other people that I know, the CrossFit scene can be quite incestuous, and a lot of people just end up dating other people. I'm gonna show another story. Another one from Reddit, this is the second thread. Current gym, husband and wife go to the gym together along with their 3 kids. Wife appears to get close to another guy there. Divorce. Wife starts dating the new guy really quickly afterwards. Marries the new guy 6 months later. Gets pregnant right after the wedding. New baby is born. All the while, the new husband and her first husband are all going to the same gym together. That must be such an awkward situation, and I kind of understand why people would stay in the same gym as well, because a lot of the time you make so many new friends in the gym. CrossFit becomes people's entire life, and I can see why they wouldn't necessarily leave the gym or wouldn't want to leave the gym, but that, kind of sums up some of the drama that goes on. I mean, that one could be like nothing necessarily happened and that relationship just came to an end and it turns out the wife liked the new guy. It could be completely innocent, but it definitely sounds like a very tricky situation. This particular one, I think we all know somebody like this. There's always someone cheating in any gym. We had a coach that was told to quit because whenever a cute girl would start at the gym, he would try and slide into her DMs. All this while he had a girlfriend. And then there's like some kind of roommate drama there. And then 2 years later after that, he tried to slide into his girlfriend, now wife's DM. So he's obviously not changed his ways. And I think we've all known somebody who loves to creep on the new girls when they start at the gym.
Hey Maddie, your snatch looks. Hey Alyssa, can you come over and spot me?
And I'm sure there are female examples of this as well, but it is like super uncomfortable, especially when it's happening over and over again. And often, like in the case in the gym that I went to, this guy also had girlfriends outside of the gym too and was trying to cheat on them with people within the gym.
Hey Tori, after this WOD, you want to go like grab some recovery drinks together? No? No worries. Emily? Recovery drinks after this WOD? Yeah? All right, let's go.
Now, I can hear you already. You're saying these could just be rumors, people could just be saying this. Obviously, my own example is I'm fully aware of what was going on, but I can see you would say that these people on Reddit might just be lying, not telling the full truth. Now, I've got another side of the story to present. Many of you might follow the page WOD Memes for Jacked Up Teens. They do something on a Wednesday called CrossFit Confessions. Honestly, I swear to God, 99% of them are about cheating on their partners or sleeping with people in the gym. I've been like flicking through them for a long time, but I never thought to do this video, so I haven't been screenshotting them. I will try and do that this Wednesday coming up. If I haven't done though, feel free to go onto their page on a Wednesday and just have a look at the stuff that is going on in the boxes. Here's a couple of examples. Heading to Berlin semi-finals without the misses, hoping to go and get lucky. Now, I was at the Berlin semi-finals. I didn't realise people were going for that reason. And then another one, being faithful is hard. I'd give almost anything to be with my gym crush, may change boxes. At least this guy is kind of trying to avoid cheating rather than going for it like the other guy. He was clearly looking to cheat. This one looks like he's considering changing boxes to prevent that from happening, so at least that's good. There are so many examples of this, of people admitting to it, and I've definitely seen examples from women as well, like trying to cheat on their husband with their coach. There's a lot of examples of people fancying their coaches, but I have definitely seen that kind of thing in real life. I'm not going to go into detail, but yeah. This one's pretty crazy and unusual. A guy was soliciting foot pics from female members on Instagram DMs. It turned into a whole thing. That just makes me think of like the CrossFit feet page. I don't know if you've seen that one. This is not a great one, and this is what I'm saying about sometimes it being like the coaches and owners of the gym. The head coach and owner of my gym has slept with at least 5 members at this point. Most people know and no one is shocked. The girls usually leave after and we all know why. And then someone's commented below, this sounds like my gym, 5 and counting. Now, like, I don't know where this comes under like morals and stuff, but it feels like a bit of like an abuse of power. It feels a little bit like they're kind of using their power as a coach in order to do that, and that doesn't sit well with me. I've got one about a woman here. They're not all about men. Owner of our gym was cheating on her husband. He goes through her phone and posts screenshots of her texts and pictures to our gym's group Facebook page. She quickly deletes them and comes back to the gym acting like nothing happened. Also witnessed multiple affairs between members and coaches, and I've only been at this gym for 4 years. Can't wait to see what 2023 brings. There's definitely some legal issues there around sharing people's photos when they've not given you permission. Like, that's not allowed or okay, but that is not good, and I can imagine that'd be pretty devastating for the husband to find out. And again, like another example of kind of like abuse of power by an owner or a coach. And then this one, I've got one about a community favourite, Pat Vellner, and then the rest is blanked out, but if you click on it, it says, is a really nice guy. I'm glad it says that. Obviously this guy was just joking. So one of my personal examples of this is I went to a CrossFit social with one of the gyms that I was going to, and I was sat down at the table with a couple of other girls also go to the same CrossFit gym. Some of us trained to different classes. Basically we all got a bit drunk and we all found out we had all slept with the same guy in a very short time period. It was probably within the same month or maybe even a couple of weeks. And from my perspective, I wasn't really that bothered because for me, it didn't really mean anything in particular. I didn't have any time for relationships at that point. We'd never said that anything was exclusive. It was literally, it was a non-thing. And I think it was similar for one of the other girls. But for the third girl, we found out that they had been kind of in a relationship, kind of exclusive, and he'd been like confessing his undying love for her. Like, not cool. Totally not cool. Like, each to their own. If you're not exclusive and you want to sleep with multiple people at your gym, that is fine as long as everybody is fully aware of the situation. But if you're leading somebody on and you feel like you're in a relationship with them or they feel like it's exclusive, then you shouldn't be sleeping with other people, obviously. Whose fault do we think this is? Let me know in the comments below whether you think that this is something that CrossFit needs to like address and sort out, especially when it's coming from like head coaches and box owners in some of these cases. Do they need to send out some kind of policy? From my perspective, I am fully aware that this is not a CrossFit issue. I think the problem is we've got a lot of people in the same gym that have a lot of very similar interests. Everyone's getting all hot and sweaty. Some people are changing their lives. They're becoming more confident. They're learning a new skill, and it's mixing a lot of people together that wouldn't normally come into contact. A lot of people are also around the same age range, and you can always find somebody that you relate to within a gym. And there are also many people unhappy in their relationships or struggle to communicate things within their relationships, and sometimes that does lead people to cheat. The reason I don't think this is a CrossFit specific issue is because I've also been as a teacher in workplaces where these similar things are true, where there are a similar age range of people, they have wild parties at the end of the year, and they've all got kind of similar interests. And that is also kind of a hotbed for infidelity. I think that CrossFit in this case is the catalyst and not necessarily the cause. However, I do feel that CrossFit owners, like gym owners, do have a responsibility to have some sort of control over the culture that is encouraged within the gym, especially if there are men that are being really predatory towards some females, or obviously women doing the same thing. Then that should be addressed, because people go to the gym just to want to work out. And in some of these instances, people have had to leave their gym because of incidents that have happened. Obviously, if people are leaving, they're not paying membership, that is going to affect your business as a whole. In the cases where the coaches were fired because they were actively being quite predatory towards members, I think that's probably the right choice. That is a gym owner that has made the right decision, because the coach should be in it because they want to coach, not because they want to find a new relationship. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and if you've got any juicy gossip from your gym as well, you can put that down there. I'd love to read it. But also, please don't put in any names, specific locations, or out anybody, because that could cause a whole lot of drama that I don't want to deal with. This season is shaping up to be a bit of a crazy one already, and I went to the Berlin semi-finals, as I've already mentioned. If you'd like to watch the vlogs from that, then watch this video next, and it will lead you on to the other videos as well. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!